Hello folks, Queen Roadkill Canny here, and today we're doing a box opening of Keyforge Age of Ascension. It's a 2-player starter set, includes 2 unique decks, so the decks are super randomized. This is the newer printing. They had not appropriate words, some of them, and if you sent it back you got like 2 decks, but obviously people kept those because they could be worth like a good chunk of change if you have those naughty decks. So the main reason to get this is actually the tokens, because you can just buy some randomized decks, and the plastic's sticking to me. Yeah, so this is the welcome mat. Let's get this out of the way and open this. And I'm going to zoom out. Alright, so here's the glorious mat with all the things you're supposed to do in the game. And it's, you know, it's bigger than the box, but it's not like, you know, huge or anything. Alright, so folding that back up, let's get to the tokens. Zoom this out a bit. So here we have a bunch of the tokens that come with it. The main draw to this. They're nice thick cardboard. You pop them out. We got some kind of weird alien thing here. I think this is a mat. And then we have this. So I assume Boca is going to want this one since he takes the knights always. But let's... Then there's also these 2 decks that come with it. I have 2 of the red ones, as you've already seen in box opening. So these I'm going to open in just a second. I'm going to put them to the side because I'm going to quickly open up these. So zooming out, this is a giant paper playmat. It's a little smaller than the playmat I use when I do my box openings. And we'll take a look at the next one. And here is the other playmat. I should also point out they are not double-sided, if you were curious. Alright, so zooming down, we have the 2 decks to open. Let's get it open. So there's also an app you can get at Keyforge to keep track of your decks with the little QR code that you have. Make sure that your deck is like legit and all that. You also can't really lose any cards because of that. Alright. So I'm going to show you, this is the list, and right down there where my thumb is, that's the QR code. So I removed the deck list to the side there. This is what the back looks like if you're interested. Zooming down a bit more so you can see the text. So the race is Dis, Mars, and Bronar in this deck. You can take a look at, probably should zoom it out just a bit so we can see the entirety of the card. So it's randomized with the art, with the words, with what they do. They got like a program, which is why the first set of them had swear words in it. Again, like I said, those are super collectible if you have that. One of the dudes that made Magic made this. Yeah, Richard Garfield. And so he's kind of like considered like the master, of course, of card games, because he did the original one. People could argue that, you know, others have done what he has done better, but honestly, I think that's a dumb argument because every card game has a reason that you come to that card game. So there's something about that card game in comparison to other card games that you play that specific one. Whether it be something like there's a property mixed in with that one, like World of Warcraft before it switched over to being Hearthstone, or say the Yu Yu Hakusho game, or it could be, you know, you're playing an original one. Yeah, so let's get the second one open. Oh, it does not want to. open. And it's a little bit stuck. So here's the deck list. So getting them all out of the plastic, this is Dis Sanctum and Untamed for the cards that we have in this one. Just going to move this over so this is more centered. Let's pull this down a bit so you can see the text just a bit better. Like I said, every deck is randomized, slightly different. It's a really fun game. There's a mechanic where you can switch out decks. So you like kind of take like an advantage hit if you win a bunch of times with that deck. This also kind of like, you know, a lot of people with collectible card games, or card games in general, they kind of complain about how, like, you know, if you have the more money, then you have a better edge, which is definitely true, which is kind of how it works into, like, people complain it's a gambling mechanic, but I have fun opening the cards because I just like making decks around whatever I get, but, you know, they're usually pretty competitive because you could trade away whatever doesn't work, right, with your friends and all that. Because maybe I'm just lucky because I do pull the $60, $100 cards, so I am that person, which is probably why I don't have an issue with that format. But I definitely understand why a living card game or card games is better for the masses. Vanguard, before they started messing around with the trigger system, that was a collectible card game with the triggers that could counteract people that had spent a large amount of money. It's a story I've mentioned several times on my videos, but a guy with a $500 Vanguard deck was versing me, and I was just using an out-of-the-box starter deck. I was using the Gold Paladins, and he had spent $500 on his Gold Paladins, and again, mine was just like $20, and I killed him because every heal trigger I pulled in that match. Now, do the math, that's like almost impossible, but it's plausible, and someone has to do it, and I was that person that did it, and it was great because this guy was like, such a dick to everyone, you know, like, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and you guys are all unskilled, when it's like, no, you just stuck a bunch of money in. And he lost to the triggers. It was amazing. Oh, everyone around me, like, totally cheered because, like, it was an anime moment. I pulled those cards straight out of, you know, to this day, I will never forget that match. And so, not every card game is broken, but the people who put the money into the card game are the ones that want those, like, no-skill cards. But it shrinks the pool of amount of players that play. So, like, Magic the Gathering, one of the sets, they had, like, 3 no-skill cards in it. And, like, it happens every once in a while, and they're not banned because you can beat them, but you're probably going to want to beat them with one of the other 2 cards out of the 3 that can... It's not like Jace Mind Sculptor, where it's just Jace Mind Sculptor, you lose. There's, like, 2 other cards, so they didn't end up getting banned. And it would just, like, come on the field, and it was, like, $100 card, and you wanted 4, so that's, like, $400 in your deck. And, like, next set, that set flopped so hard. And I don't know, like, I was disheartened, and I think maybe other people were disheartened with the no skill cards. I think Magic has gotten a lot better in balancing, but, you know, it happens every once in a while. And every card game's like that, which is why Keyforge is built the way it's built. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to do a toolkit, well, spoils version of a toolkit. I thought it was packs. Turns out it's like toolkit equivalent thing with like 2 decks and some extra stuff. So anyways, I'm going to open up that for you guys. And then I'm probably going to do some like 90s electronic pet things for fun, for nostalgia. You know, some new card stuff in with old stuff. Anyways, guys, please like and subscribe. Up there is the bell. Over here if you're on phone. Down here if you're on Xbox. Thank you so much. Bye.